We have more information on the Alec Baldwin case. A Rust crew member, this is the movie, Rust is the name of the film, where Alec Baldwin shot and killed that woman. He is suing Alec Baldwin and the set armorer for severe emotional distress over shooting. The Independent is reporting, fatal scene did not require Baldwin to pull trigger, lawsuit claims. It's a claim of a lawsuit if somebody's trying to make money. So I don't know that it's true. A lot of people are saying, why would an electrician have, key details in that regard? The Independent reports, a Rust crew member who held the dying Helena Hutchins in his arms has sued Alec Baldwin, armorer Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, and assistant director Dave Halls for severe emotional distress over the shooting. Head electrician Sergei Svetnoy alleges in the lawsuit that the scene in which Miss Hutchins was killed did not call for Mr. Baldwin to fire the weapon, which she had been told was cold. Mr. Baldwin is sued in both his capacity as an actor and a producer of the Western movie, which has been shut down as investigations into the death continues. Mr. Svetnoy claims in the court papers that the bullet that killed Mrs. Hutchins also struck director Joel Souza, almost hit him as well, according to TMZ. He states that he is suing Mr. Baldwin because the star owed a duty to the plaintiff and other crew members and actors on the Rust set to handle the Colt revolver provided to him by defendant Halls with reasonable care and diligence for the safety of the Rust cast and crew. They're going to say, quote, this duty called for defendant Baldwin to double check the Colt revolver with Halls upon being handled to ensure it did not contain live ammunition, court papers state. The lawsuit also claims the fatal scene did not require Baldwin to pull the gun's trigger, with the script instructing him to draw the weapon and point it in the general direction of the camera. But, quote, the scene did not call for the defendant Baldwin to shoot the Colt revolver. My understanding is that the Colt revolver, especially a piece from this era, would be single action, not double action. Someone commented on this yesterday, which means, and I have a single action. You have to actually pull the hammer back before it can be fired. The question then emerges. If we're assuming this lawsuit is correct, this election is, the electrician's claims as a witness and someone involved in the crew is right, maybe he's disgruntled. Maybe he was a disgruntled crew member. Maybe he's lying. I don't know. The first question we have to ask is, why did Alec Baldwin pull the hammer back on the gun, point it at an individual? Why weren't there safety protocols in place? Why did he pull the trigger? I think, as I stated yesterday, we didn't do a full segment on this, which is why I wanted to, this story came out 4 hours ago, and I thought it was important to bring up. We've been giving him the benefit of the doubt the whole time for no reason. I'm not saying I know what happened. I'm saying the media has protected Alec Baldwin and framed this whole story so that from the get-go we assumed it was an accident. They first said it was a blank. They said it was a misfire, which is the wrong terminology. They said shrapnel hit the producer, the cinematographer, killing her. We know all of that's not true now. And this is witness testimony. Granted, this guy's suing, but it's still someone who was on the crew who's making a statement and saying this is what happened and what was supposed to happen. In which case, the facts we have to start. Alec Baldwin drew a gun, pulled the hammer back, pointed it at the cinematographer, at the camera with the cinematographer standing there, fired the gun with a live bullet in it. In order to assume that was an accident, we'd have to make a ton of assumptions.
He was mad. He had motive. Sounds like it, right?
So
no.
Those are also more assumptions. However, in the absence of evidence, the solution that makes the least amount of assumptions tends to be the correct one. Not that we know definitively, not that we can say for sure, but I'm just pointing out it is logically absurd to begin the story as if we believe it was a mistake.